da da.
Oh my God, Lois can count.
I'm surprised. I'm thick as fuck. Yeah, right, here we go. Happy Friday, guys. We are live. Happy Friday. How is everyone tonight? How are you?
I'm
How
fine.
are you guys? You had a good
Not
week?
too bad. Covered in paint, but I'm all right.
Oh, what are you painting?
I've had to make some room under my stairs, and I had to turf out some of my parents' junk, so I could put some of my stuff in to empty my garage while I do the conversion. And so I thought, I looked underneath and thought, this is getting a bit outdated, so it needs painting. So I stuck myself in there under the stairs and started painting and got myself splattered in it. So it was all fun.
What colour are you going for?
Well, under the stairs is cream. Once the garage conversion is done, 3 walls are going to be black and one's going to be pink.
I kind of like the black one, the pink one.
Well, the pink wall obviously is going to be Ellen's, but what we're doing is it's not just going to be black; it's going to be black with glitter in it.
Right. Okay, so you're going to be all glittery.
Yeah, well, yeah. So when we put the lights on it, it looks like stars.
Oh, I think that
then
looks cool.
Ellen's end where her makeup table is going to be pink, so it's brighter in that section of the bedroom.
Oh.
I've got the dark half.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. I think if I'd have had the pink end, I think Violet LeBon could make a comeback.
Talking about Violet LeBon, I'm thinking, can I book Violet maybe for,
Well, it depends, because while it's not the rainy season in Thailand, she's busy playing ping pong.
She's always
I can see that. Yeah.
She loves ping pong.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I'll have to see when she's coming back.
Well, I hope she's coming back soon, because I'm really, really missing her. And I'm really, really hoping that she does make a comeback, because she's hilarious. She is actually hilarious.
She is quite funny.
So I'm just sharing out just now, guys. What about you, Richard? What sort of week have you had?
Oh, up, down, here, there, everywhere. It's just been one of them weeks where you can't plan anything because you're waiting on other people to let you know what's going on. And they don't tell you what's going on, so nothing gets done.
Oh, love. You sound like you're having a rough time yet.
It's not me that's having the rough time, it's the person that's in hospital, really. So I'm just holding the fort together.
Hey, Nigel.
Holding everyone together. Right, Nigel?
Welcome to the show. I hope you're okay, Nigel. We're all good. We're all good, love. We're all good. So, tonight, guys, I thought, why not talk about haunted nuns and priests, nuns and monks? I thought it would be a good subject. I think I said priests. So I thought that would be definitely a good subject for a Friday night. So, Wayne, you usually know about good haunted nuns and monks.
To be honest, I think the most well-known location with a spirit of a nun or a monk, for me, round here in my personal area, is definitely the ghost nun at Borley Rectory. I mean, obviously, Borley Rectory has served the church for a long time. Loads of really weird stuff was going on there. Mr. Price had been there to investigate to confirm whether or not it was haunted. And eventually there was a big fire. It then became basically derelict and it was pulled down. I think it was 1954, it got pulled down. and that just left the foundations once it was all cleared up. And I remember going there when I was 19, and as sort of young adults, you go out there and you have a bit of a laugh and enjoy yourselves. And we'd actually gone into the grounds, and we'd parked the cars up by the church, gone into the grounds, and we're walking about. And we'd heard all the stories about, if you walked around the outside of the foundations backwards 3 times or something, the nun would come and take you away.
Yeah.
And when we were standing there and it was where the front door would have been, we were talking and laughing about it. And I don't know if you've heard a fox scream or the fox's bark.
Yeah.
It sounds like a woman screaming.
Yeah.
And then it was a typical case of when one person runs, everybody else follows because they don't want to be left on their own in the trouble. So of course we've heard this scream, and a mate of mine just went, "No, I'm off," and boom, he went. Then another one went. Then another one went, and then we all went, "Nah, sod this," and we're not standing here on our own. So we all ended up running, and we just ran. We didn't worry looking back or anything else. We just ran. We went through the churchyard, and my girlfriend, who was with me at the time, she was falling behind. Such a gentleman I am, I left her running behind me. She was about 6 or 7 steps behind, and I'd always said to people, don't run over the gravestones because that's disrespectful. Run in between the graves. Don't run over them. And all of a sudden I heard this thump and this, "Oh!" And I've turned around and it was my girlfriend. So I've got, "Oh, crap." So I've turned around, I've run back, I've picked her up off the floor, dragged her back out again, got to the cars. And we're sitting in the back of my mate's car and she's going, "My ankle is burning." And I went, "Well, you've sprained it. You've tripped over something in the graveyard." And she went, "Oh, no," she said, "it's really bad. It feels really hot." And she lifted up a trouser leg and she took a shoe off, took a sock down and lifted up a trouser leg. And I could only describe it that it was 4 finger marks on one side of her ankle and a thumb mark on the other side.
Oh, God. Like somebody was trying to grab her.
Straight away, without thinking, I turned around to her and said, "That's what happens when you stand on someone's grave." And she openly admitted that because she was falling behind with everybody else, she would take a shortcut, which involved running over the graves. She didn't apologise. She just ran straight over them, and then she went over. And I look back at it now with obviously my experience of the paranormal and going out investigating, that she has stood on someone that may not necessarily have had a good life and had negative energy. She stood on that grave and their spirit has gone, "I don't think I'm putting up with this," and grabbed their ankle.
Yeah.
And the actual mark lasted over, I think it was just about 2 weeks it lasted for.
Holy God.
And all it did, all it looked like was, when you put sun cream on and you might sort of forget to do an area and you start tanning where you've put the cream, but you go bright red where you haven't put the cream.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that, but it was the 4 finger marks one side and the thumbprint on the other. And I was like, this is mental. That shouldn't last that amount of time. It shouldn't last almost 2 weeks.
Not really, no.
And as a result of that, I mean, I'm 52 this year. I have not been back to Borley Rectory since then.
Why not? Is it the fear or is it the trauma?
I don't think it was fear. It's quite possible if there was a spirit in the cemetery that saw us, it might remember me.
Right.
I personally wasn't afraid of being there. And I would sort of quite happily go back there now. But it was leading up to the point where you know, I started working with Most Haunted and doing a lot more investigations that I just hadn't been there. It had never been a part of my thought process. Knowing that Borley Rectory at one point was one of the most haunted locations in the UK,
Yeah.
it never occurred to me about going back there. And now I'm doing what I'm doing. I think to myself, you know what? I need to go back there. I need to get peace with myself and at being there and get over it.
So you need closure, and they need closure as well.
Yeah, I mean, my then girlfriend, after we split up, she, as far as I'm aware, never went back there either. But I'm sort of tempted to go back there and say, look, that weren't me that stood on your grave, so don't take it out on me. You know,
this isn't home. She lives at so and so,
yeah.
so and so.
It was her, not me. I only came and picked up the pieces. So, I mean, and that was the fact that, you know, everybody thought something was going to happen, that the nun was going to come up and get you. And when I talk to people about that incident, everybody goes, oh, you've just recently watched the film, The Nun. And I'm like, no, because this incident happened before that film was even written.
Well, this is it, yeah.
So, you know, how can I sort of put them two together and go, oh, it's because I've watched The Nun? I mean, I laughed at them films. They're not scary at all.
Do you know it's one film that I've never actually seen is The Nun?
It's good. They're good films.
I'll need to actually check them out. Actually, you know, when I was actually researching about phantom nuns and monks, I actually was reading an interesting one in Indiana, and it was about a faceless nun who haunts a campus. It's a legend that there was a nun who worked there with great skills in painting portraits, and she believed the face was the most important part. So she always saved it for the last. And one day, she decided to start a self-portrait before she could start the face. She died of an unknown sickness. Since then, a faceless nun has been seen walking around the campus. One day, a sister heard crying coming from a room that held the unfinished portrait. When she went inside the room, she found a nun crying in front of the painting. She approached the nun to comfort her, and the crying nun turned round, and instead of a face, there was only darkness. And I have thought to myself, it kind of does sound like the nun. But honestly, I've never seen the films, but I've seen the trailers for them.
They are good with there's plenty of jump scares in them. That's why when I started doing diamond paintings, I made sure I did a couple of The Nun. And they are hanging up in my bathroom.
I'll tell you what, I was never, this is really going off topic. See, we never stay on topic, but fuck it. This is why it's fools and ghouls. I was never a clown. Like, I never liked clown movies because I always thought they were stupid. But then I discovered Art the Clown.
Yeah.
And I really, really loved it. I really, really love the Terrifier movies.
The thing is, as well, is even if you look at Stephen King's It as well, on Pennywise the Clown.
I just don't like Stephen King's It. I think it's a load of shite.
Why?
I just think it's a load of shite. Honestly.
When you watch the original, I mean, the problem is the original had to be sort of cut short and it had to be weaned down a little bit. And a lot of Stephen King's films are going through remakes.
Yeah.
Because Stephen King wanted them to be done in their full entirety, but the production companies were standing there and saying, well, yeah, but the problem is if you would go in its entirety, it's going to be too long and you want to grip the viewer. So therefore we need to whittle it down. And then they released the new versions of it. And as a result, had to bring it out in 2 films because it's in its original entirety. And now you've got Welcome to Derry, which explains how Pennywise comes about.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love about films, right? Now we're on to films. We might as well do the film show the night too.
I do film the film tonight.
Yeah,
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
Let's go for that. But that's what I love about films, and quite recently I've been getting into like the sort of films that, you know, goes through like differently, like the Carmichael House to the original, the origin, and tells you the story of the origin. And it's just, I love films, the way it works with the films when it tells the story differently. It's like almost backwards, and then it goes to the origin.
Well, I mean, that's the biggest thing that they had with Star Wars, wasn't it? It was that, you know, when it was originally written, it would have been like 9 hours long on its own, so it had to be broken up. But then people started asking, how did Anakin Skywalker become Darth Vader? And so that then started the prequels.
Yeah.
And of course, the storyline was there, and they were like, well, we can't fit all this in one film. So they did again. They did another 3 films. And then you got the ones after it. And it just continues on and on. But what it's done is it made it one complete story. And I think that's where it makes such a difference when you've actually, you know, like the Green Mile, you read the book and you get involved with it. Your imagination takes you into the prison. It takes you along the Green Mile, and you meet John Coffey and the little French Canadian guy, and you get to feel the problems that they've got in there, and you know, and then it comes out on film, and you're like, well, okay, yeah, this was a heartbreaker, and I think that is probably one film that's actually stuck true to the book.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was at that point where they all started turning around and saying, well, we can redo this one, we can redo that one. I mean, they've redone The Running Man, and I'm sorry, but I prefer the.
I haven't watched
I
that.
prefer the original.
I haven't watched that yet.
The new one is good, but I prefer the original because I'm still stuck in the 80s with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that lot. So I do like both of them, but the original was the better. But I watched my favourite at the moment, has always been Dreamcatcher.
I have seen that, I've seen Dreamcatcher.
And
do you know
that is quality. And I read the book, and I was like, yeah, I can't wait for this to come out on film.
I must admit, see, after I did the Casey Kenny Beach, I was watching Horror in the High Desert, and last week the 4th one came out. So I was re-watching the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th, and the first one's pretty slow, but the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th's brilliant.
Yeah.
You get so glued into it, and I'm like that. It just makes me want to go to the Nevada desert. I'm like that. Please don't, because I'm so tempted with the Nevada desert. I'm like, but I am so easily lost that you see the size in the Nevada desert, and I would be so easy to get lost in that. You know, there would be no amount of glow sticks that could get me out in the Nevada desert. You know,
I don't know. That's on my bucket list.
Oh yeah, definitely on mine as
and
well.
I want to go to the place where I can't remember what they're called now. The Anasazi, the tribe of Indians that built their little village in the side of the mountain and then just mysteriously disappeared.
That would be amazing to see.
I would love to go there.
To see.
Because apparently they just left everything there. Everything was still there, as if, you know, that they'd literally just vanished. Everything else was just left in the huts and things.
Do you know what? My fascination right now, really being honest, is ghost towns. Like people just getting up and going and leaving. And like just like mining, seem like mining towns as well, small mining towns.
Yeah.
That's my fascination right now.
But I think when it comes, sorry,
supposed to be a couple of mining villages and ghost towns in Wales, but you try and look for them, you can't find them anywhere on maps or anything like that.
No, I mean there's a few places throughout the UK that have either been sort of like were mining camps that turned into villages and towns, and then you've got a few there that just shut down and just dispersed. And there's one, I think, in Kent that was used as a military exercise training camp.
Yeah.
And it was built up to actually look like a village, and now it's not being used, and it's just got overgrown.
Yeah. That's it.
And they just left it. And then you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, you've built these houses, you've had them built unto the normal specs that normal houses are, and now you've stopped using that training camp. You've let it go to wreck and ruin. Why can't you have just done the houses up and sold them off to be lived in?
Without a shadow of doubt. That's the problem. See, I would love just to explore the wee places, because I think you would get some atmosphere of them. I mean, even like, I know it's no kind of possible, or it kind of is, but it's kind of no. But see, like Chernobyl, oh, that's at the top of my list. That is absolutely top of the list, Chernobyl.
Yeah, if I'm still alive in about 1,000 years, then I might go there.
Yeah, just give it a bit of time.
It's like Chernobyl, but Stephen, he bought me a VR experience. He said, well, he says, you might not get into Chernobyl, he says, but here's a VR experience. And I was like, that, it's not the same. I was like that, but
how do you know it's not the same? Because you've never been.
Yeah.
But the VR experience, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful and it's great to see Chernobyl and feel like I'm there.
Chernobyl's not beautiful.
It's not real.
The only difference.
Chernobyl's not beautiful.
The only difference is you would have the sights, you would have the sounds, so someone would have to stand next to you and create the smells.
Well, as long as it's no farts, then I'm okay.
Well, unfortunately, you will have stagnant radioactive ponds, ditches, sewer lines, people's houses that were left abandoned. And then when you got to the actual site of Chernobyl itself, you would have the underground water system that is emitting fumes. You would have to have that as well. So someone would have to stand nearby with a can of WD-40 or something and some fart spray, just so that as you walk through, they can spray it so you can get the full atmosphere. That way you can enjoy it to its extent. That's called the full VR experience.
Yeah.
Listen, VR is, do you know what? I love the VR experience. I can remember my first one when Stephen says, try this, I'll never forget it. And he says, you'll love it. So it was the one where you go down and you're like in a cage and you're going down it, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the nice, he's sitting here laughing. I'm like, oh, this is the fishies. And then I'm like, wait now, why am I at the bottom of this and this thingy? Out of nowhere, this shark came and I shot myself and I was screaming. It's like, forgetting it's VR. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like trying to pull my feet away, forgetting. It's amazing how VR gets into your head.
Yeah, I mean, I had that on the PS4, and I brought a Star Wars VR game, and at one point I was in an X-wing fighter, and I was flying to this planet, and I'm thinking, well, we're going to have to see what this is, this VR headset's really like. So I turned my head to the right, and I looked, and the VR actually copied my motion and actually made me look out the right side of the cockpit. And then I thought, how good is VR? And I looked down to my right, so as if I was looking out the cockpit and towards the underneath. And sure enough, it actually made me look underneath, and I could see beneath me. And my brain couldn't handle that, because I'm standing there, not sitting, I'm standing. And yet in the VR, I'm sitting down in the cockpit. So, of course, my brain is telling my body I should be sitting down. So what did I do? I just fell on the floor.
Oh, my God.
Because my body couldn't handle what my brain was seeing and thinking. So I just literally collapsed on the floor and then carried on. So in the end, I'm like, if I'm going to play this in future, I need to be sitting down.
Information overload.
Yeah. Do you know what? The best experience I had, I think, was seeing the lions. Honestly, it's amazing how you get the motions in your brain is seeing like animals and thinking it's true, and it I came off it and I felt amazing. Like I felt dead calm. I was like, oh.
The best one I've done is Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds immersive experience in London. When I'm saying about someone standing next to you with a can of fart spray or a WD-40 to catch the smells of the environment, at Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds immersive experience, they do exactly that.
Oh wow!
There is a section there where you get in a rowing boat and you put on these. Well, I don't know whether they're going to still be doing it because they're changing things around, but you actually get on a sailboat and a rowboat and you go down the River Thames. Now, while you're sitting on this rowboat, you've got the VR headset on, and wherever you look, you're on the Thames.
Yeah.
And you look over to your right, to your left, and you see the Martian tripod coming up over the top of Big Ben.
Oh my God.
You look to your right and there's another Martian tripod looking towards Westminster Bridge, and you're like, oh my word. But as you're going down, the actual rowing boat is tipping backwards and forwards to simulate the waves. Every now and then there's a little spray of water comes out to the side of the boat to make you feel like you've actually got the water hitting you. There's a special steam.
Andy, welcome to the show, love.
There's a special steam or smoke that's got the sense of bakery goods and burning buildings and stuff being wafted out in front of you.
Baby.
So you can actually smell like you're on the river as well. So they've put a lot of thought into it. So they've not only made you get the sight and sound, they've actually got you with the motions and the smell as well.
It's another
that's pretty mental.
It was unbelievable. It was myself, Ethan, Mark Manley, and his Mrs. Rachel. We went down there for the day and went on that, and it was second to none. And I can't wait for them to sort of update it, and then we're heading back there again to experience it again, because some of the stuff that they did there was just mind blowing. And you push aside any VR experience on a computer and go to one of these immersive experiences, you will get the sights, the sounds, smells, taste a lot.
Oh,
you get it all in one.
4D cinema experience at Cadbury World.
Yeah,
and it's like everything flies out the screen. You actually dodging stuff, and then they're holding out chocolate, and you're going to grab it. You don't want to grab it because you know it's not there really, but your mind just makes you go grab it and go grab it.
This is why
everybody's going to grab this imaginary chocolate, and you're just sort of looking like a bunch of Spanish on the seat.
Do you know something? This is why I love the VR and all this experience, is because how the brain makes you think it's real. How it gets you so it gets all the emotions, or like either fear or oh my God, it's like the dopamines in your brain starts to go. It's just amazing.
I think a lot of it is because when you look at it normally, you've got a screen in front of you, and say, for instance, a roller coaster.
Yep.
Now, you can watch a video on YouTube of a roller coaster going around, and your brain is automatically telling you straight away, you're watching this on a TV. You know that's what's going on. But then when you go into VR and you turn your head and you're looking off the side of the roller coaster, then that's tricking the brain, and your brain starts telling you you're on the roller coaster, but you're not too sure because There's no wind, there's no breeze, there's certain bits missing. And then when you get the full experience, you're getting the tilting of the roller coaster. You're getting the smells, you're getting the sounds, you're getting the sight, and wherever you look, you're there. And that's when your brain just goes overload.
Yeah.
You know, I would love, right? This would be awesome. I would love an alien experience. Like, honestly.
They used to. I think they did an as in the film Aliens. They used to do a walkthrough experience in London of that. A friend of mine went to it. He said, and you get an alien comes out of the wall and grabs one of the people and pulls it back into this tunnel. He said, and that was pretty shocking. He said, you know, and this was going back, what, 15, 20 years?
Holy shit.
And they actually used the live actors dressed up as aliens, and they'd come bursting through the wall and grab one of the cast guides that were with you and pulled you back into the wall.
I think that's nuts. Martin is saying it's strange what your mind will do in those places. Unfortunately, when 3D came out, I couldn't actually see it, but haven't tried much else.
Yeah.
You should try it, Martin.
Early 3D was pretty naff. I remember when Jaws 3D came out, and you had the special glasses, and as you're sitting there,
they did the special glasses.
They did a little. There was a little video at the start before the film started, and it was all little different sea creatures, and you'd get a little symbol come up at the bottom of the screen telling you to put the glasses on, and then all of a sudden you'd see these turtles. And they would come out, and they were floating right in front of you in the middle of the cinema. And you're like, wow, that is so cool. And then throughout the film, there'd be sections where it was 3D, and you'd get the little symbol pop up, and you'd go, oh, quick, get the glasses on, you know. And it was because it was double layered to create the 3D. I mean, obviously, they've got a lot better with 3D now. And the glasses are a lot better as well. But I remember used to making the 3D glasses out of Cadbury's roses.
One of the green one.
Yeah, make me own. I used to use the blue and the red one.
Yeah.
But you could do it with the blue and the green or the blue and the purple. And it was just so weird because it's all about pigmentation in the plastic.
Yeah.
But I used to sit there and make my own glasses, and then take them to the cinema to watch the 3D film, so I didn't have to pay for them.
Oh my god, I can actually remember the 3D glasses, like the old 3D glasses, because I used to wear them all the time, and because my mum would try and get me to wear glasses. I was a wee shit when I was younger. Try to wear glasses, try to get me to wear glasses was terrible. I regret it now because of where my eyesight is, but I would kid on that I would want to wear the 3D glasses to school. My mum was like, no chance. You wear your own glasses. I was like, no, I want to wear the 3D glasses. They make everything look so much better.
You see now you don't need the coloured lenses. Now they're the blackened out lenses with normal glass frames.
Yeah.
But it used to be awesome. Just get the old. That was just an excuse to buy a tin of chocolates, you know.
Oh god, yeah.
What do you want to buy a tin of chocolates for? I need to make my own 3D glasses. There's a film coming out. Oh right, okay.
Oh, as long as I don't see snakes through them, that's all right.
Well, I suppose because that could make a 2 foot long snake at a 20 foot long snake.
Oh no! Fuck off, Wayne.
So yeah, but it could also have its advantages when you're saying about snakes, you know.
Wayne, I thought we were friends. Now I think you're a dick.
Yeah, Lois, I'm not talking about them kind of snakes.
Oh, the trouser snakes. That's okay. Yeah. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Can you imagine that popping out the screen at you?
No, I couldn't.
Well, if that
I'd be demanding my money back if I saw that.
Yeah, oh dear.
Well, folks, if that hits me in the gub, I'm sorry, this is X-rated.
Just imagine if they went for the extra dimension, you would be in trouble then.
Well, that's 3D, folks.
Yeah, just please don't make it 4D.
Sound effects as well.
Oh, do you know what? It's like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the TikTok of the penguin with the toothbrush.
No.
With who?
Wait a minute, I'll find it. Right. Just so that I don't get copyrighted. This is off TikTok, guys. Wait a minute. My sound is down anyway now. Wait till I geezer laugh at the penguin and the toothbrush. Seriously, guys, I've never heard anything so funny in my life.
Is it anything like Pingu?
Resist this.
I'm easily entertained. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was audio visual, and all we got was audio.
Well, I'm not putting the camera on because of my teeth.
Well, then you need to share it to us. Send it to our TikToks.
Fine.
Right, I'll tell you what.
Is going to be fucking epic.
I'll send it to you, Ben, and you can put it up.
I was thinking about it earlier on today, and I'm thinking, I don't think Lois and Lynn know what they're letting themselves in for. Because the second I get there, it's going to be like going to the best circus in the world.
I can't wait to meet you. I'm going to get you a big hug.
I'm going to be standing there with my Stars and Stripes suit on, and I'm going to be going, "Happy 4th of July, folks!"
Right, I've sent it into the group chat. They're going to be wondering what the hell, why. But there might be something in the glasses that like that on investigations. Martin says, yeah, it's just there and out over and over bit that would give me. But I've sent it to Wayne, so we'll see what they think about the meme.
Cowboy Randy.
What, is it no scent toothbrush, the penguin?
No, it's got Cowboy Randy.
Yeah. Is that the profile name?
That's the profile name, but it should show you.
They give you something to live for. And their love is just so unconditional. You know, it's the love, it's the joy, it's the purpose.
I can't access my TikTok at the moment because my iPad's closed down. The glasses.
So, but how good would VR, right? Think about this. How good would VR be on investigations?
That would just screw your mind up, I think.
Yeah, and the problem is the individual would have to walk around with the camera and the VR set. Because to turn a haunted location into a VR experience, so that you could guarantee that there would be something happen, you would have to have the camera obviously shooting the picture and the scene of everything around you, and then it would have to have the capability of ejecting a ghost into that VR image. You know, you play games like Resident Evil on VR. It's all pre-mapped, and it's all pre-designed for a zombie to come walking around the corner at a certain stage of your progress in the game.
Yeah.
So if you were to do a VR experience of a haunted house actually physically being there, and the VR headset putting the ghosts into it, you would have to have a camera on you at the same time that can transfer all that technology and information into the computer to put it into the VR set.
I wouldn't Google that. Martin, you should Google that. It's really funny. The penguin with the toothbrush.
I'll have a look at it after.
There's
What,
a
guys?
crowded penguins for me.
You know what, guys? It's been a really good night. I've really enjoyed myself. What I'm going to say to you guys is on Sunday there is going to be a really, really serious subject. You will see the serious side of me, Wayne, and Richard. On the 22nd, Zach Clayton always does a 22-hour event for suicide awareness and for veterans. Whether the veterans are new veterans, old veterans, or whatever, he does it every year. Please, guys, I'm asking you to please tune in at least, or even pop in and say hi. Now, we are doing a section at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's close to our hearts, very, very close to our hearts. Obviously, suicide awareness for me, and the fact that my uncle was a veteran. For Wayne, he was a veteran. Richard, I don't know if you're a veteran or a suicide awareness. I
I've
don't
been
know.
there
Well,
nearly.
Richard's been there nearly himself, guys. So we will be doing a show on Sunday to support Zach. Now we've done it for the last, I would say, the last maybe 3 years now that we've done it. For Zach. So please, guys, tune in. We would definitely will be here. It's a really good cause, guys. Definitely. And I don't know about you, Wayne, but I'm seeing more and more veterans on the streets now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the biggest question now that is being asked is that we're looking at all these disused military bases and slowly filling them up with the people that aren't welcome here, as far as a lot of people are concerned. And they are ignoring those that are on the streets that could do with the help in them situations. And the amount of money that is being spent currently would have been enough to have got these people the help they needed, get them off the streets. Financially, I mean, I've spoken to a few people in the high echelons of government, and the figure is staggering. And I worked it out that if we were to have spent that money into building affordable apartments, flats, houses, we could have got every homeless person, including veterans, off the streets in their own places, and they wouldn't owe a penny. They would only have to look for paying their bills. They would own that place outright. And if it was a couple that were homeless, they would have their own house that they would own outright. And we would be able to set them all up with training and healthcare, and to get them in the right frame of mind to get them back into society and working.
Yeah.
And all of that from the money that we have spent and wasted so far on people that don't deserve it and don't, they're not thankful for it. They expect it.
No. They expect it, and that's the worst part, is that they expect it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know it's slightly off topic, but I mean, there's an RAF base, an old RAF base near me. It's only about 20 miles down the road. It can house up to 1,700 people. It currently only has 800, and already it is causing enough problems for the locals and further afield, because they are being brought into Braintree, Chelmsford, and Colchester. Yeah. And they're coming in the minibuses, and they're standing there walking around town. They're stealing from shops, and they are following young girls and young mothers. And it's not nice, and it shouldn't be expected. And I'm sorry, but my opinion, which it may not be the same as a lot of other people, and they might want to stand up for them. But as far as I'm concerned, if I was to go into another country without my passport, I would have expected to have been detained. I wouldn't have been allowed to go wandering free during the day and into the early hours of the morning. And I would have expected to have been deported within a week.
Guys,
you know why that is, Wayne? You know why that is? Why you think like that? It's because you're British.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm not racist. I am not racist.
No, I'm not being racist, but
I've got family in Corfu. I've got friends in Barbados and in America. You know, I couldn't be any further from it. But there is a point where, when you look at everything that's going on, you can only point it in one direction. And unfortunately, it is that direction, and who are responsible. So, yeah.
Definitely.
At the end of the day, this show opens to, free speech. I will always back free speech. On Sunday, guys, there will be a no holds bar, and things will be said.
A no holds bar?
Yes, no holds bar.
Shouldn't it be a free bar?
Free bar.
Might not be English, please.
And things will be said, and what you're saying is very much true. At the end of the day, I'm not racist myself. It's terrible. I will try my best to be on. You better, Martin, or I'll come a looking for you. Like
Martin, I expect you to see you there. Otherwise, there'll be trouble if you're not. Trouble. I'm telling you, there'll be trouble. I'll send some spirits your way, mate.
He'll go Elmani if he doesn't show up. Yes, and there's enough places that could be used to help, but greedy landlords make it incredibly difficult to afford them. Do you know what? Landlords are greedy. You're right, because some of the prices for places are terrible. Like,
oh yeah.
The problem is sometimes when you've got a scheme, like the government created the scheme where if you had a property spare, as in you rented out, you were allowed to rent that out to them for a set time period for X amount per month. And when those tenants left at the end of that contract, like they've got with the hotels, when the contract expires, they will come in and they will redecorate everything, replace anything that's damaged, get it back to the way it was before they moved in, and then you can reopen as a hotel. And they've done the same bargain with landlords as well. And that's why a lot of landlords are allowing, given notice on their tenants under that scheme.
Aye, it's terrible. No such thing to a Scottish person. You shut up, you cheeky bastard. Noreen, it is 11. Oh, sorry, Noreen. It's 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Love. Martin says can't mention free. Of course you can mention free. You just shut up. You're a shit starer. Martin says
Free's not a word in the Scottish language.
I know. Who was it? Was it Wayne? Wayne, did you say that Scots are tight?
No.
Somebody said that.
Because a couple of my best friends are Scottish. And they couldn't, they're the total opposite.
Yes, it's even the councils are greedy. They're just after but the show has been brilliant. How is the Dark Mirror show? I'm glad to see Josh is back. I did watch a wee bit on Monday. What we use, guys?
We had to do an old show Monday because I've been busy all week doing stuff around the house and whatnot, and I've been not very well, not quite with it. Mark's been busy, Josh has been working, so Monday we put I think Mark put an old show on, but hopefully we should be back on Monday. And I've got a sneaky suspicion we'll be talking about the Obama-Trump situation.
Here's a question for you, right? Because I did notice that you were talking about something, right? Because do you know what? In 2026, I said I didn't care what I spoke about, right? And I blame you guys because you guys talk about things that you just don't care about. So I might as well just go down the same line as yous and blame yous, right?
Thanks.
Right. But the list came out, right, for Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe 100% that that list is true? Because I'm skeptical about the names on it.
Yeah,
believe,
I mean, the problem
uh,
is that you've got to look at the original source that has come from.
yeah,
Now, anybody, and I can point the finger because the likes of the CIA, the FBI, even the British government, they are more than capable of taking an email and going, right, these are the names, and add a few names on there. Only
yeah,
somebody that knows what they're looking for would be able to detect where that has been changed,
yeah,
whether they've taken names off or put names on. So I don't think you're going to get full disclosure as to the full extent of the names on there. I think certain names are going to be missing.
Do you know, I was looking at the list and I was 60-40 on certain names on there that I was like, you definitely do look like you've done it. Or you have
The
done it.
problem is they're going to have a task ahead of them because they've got to look at each individual name and they've got to go, right, so and so, what is their involvement with Jeffrey Epstein? Then when they've actually investigated that individual, they've then got to go on to the next person on the list. What was their involvement with Jeffrey Epstein? And they've got to do that throughout the whole list. And that list is massive.
I'm actually quite interested in the case, but you know me, I'm into my true crime and things like that. So, you know, I've been interested in the list coming out, but then I looked at the list and I'm like, no, that's bullshit. I'm like,
I
that's
mean,
not the real list.
you could probably get a rough idea on who the guilty party are when you look at Ricky Gervais's. Was it the Oscars or the Global Academies? Whatever it was, he did a bit, didn't he? And he started going on about Jeffrey Epstein, and he was going, "Oh, shut up! You know what I'm talking about. You lot down here." And the cameras panned around to all these big screen actors, and some of them were absolutely seething and absolutely, really pissed off that he'd mentioned Jeffrey Epstein. And some of the faces that they showed that looked like they could jump up there and stab him, they were on that list.
Do you know what? If truth be told, right, I don't believe that he died of suicide. I think he was murdered. I
Well,
really do believe that.
there is a theory now that he was actually taken out of the way for his own safety, because there was a video surfaced of him in Israel. He had a full-grown beard, and he looked a bit shabby, but everybody said on facial recognition software that that's Jeffrey Epstein, and he had bodyguards with him, and he had Israeli connections. So could they have faked his death to get him out of the United States and get him to somewhere where he would be a little bit safer and could be protected a lot easier? It's one of those situations I think it's going to take a long time to sort out.
Martin says, I'm going out an investigation Saturday night, but we'll maybe just not sure I'll be with that. He says there is no smoke without fire, and if they were just mentioned, they need to investigate it. All as it's so wrong. Definitely, I totally agree with you. This will take many years of them would be dead before the truth is out. You better believe it. It will bring to light so many hundreds, if not thousands, more names. It's the same as I'll tell you who else. Whose next case will bring out loads more. Is P Diddy.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a list there as well, and you just think, why would you? Why the? Why? Why?
The problem is when you get involved with an organisation like that, you have got some form of power, and unfortunately, some people that get power let it get to their heads, and they then start to take advantage of that power, and they become incomplacent. They don't. They're not. They then make mistakes, and this is where that has happened. They have gone power crazy. They've taken it too far, and they've messed up, and they've been found out for it.
Yeah. Well, you heard the one about Epstein trying to go for Vladimir Putin, and he would done it without success. He was trying to get Putin to be his best pal, and it just did not work. He said all this is interconnected at some point. Exactly, Martin. That is my thingy. That is my conspiracy. So what's
Yeah.
happening in the alien world?
No. Let's just answer this question now. All three of us. Who thinks Andrew had something to do with it? Me.
But what did you say? Sorry, you broke up there and I missed the question.
Who thinks Prince Andrew had something to do with it? Me.
1,000%.
That's why he's been arrested, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's too much evidence. Plus, as well, this right. There's that picture, right? You can't deny it's no him, right? You can't well deny it's no him, right? There's that picture, and there's way too much evidence. The Queen is not here anymore to protect him. Charles is doing the right thing by putting him in. So
Yeah, and I think that's why King Charles has stripped him of his title,
Yeah, Charlie won't protect him.
because he ain't doing it. That's why he
No.
kicked him out of the lodge, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
get him out of the way. We don't want him around here. Get him up to Sandringham, out of the way. Strip him of his title. He hasn't got no royal duties anymore, so he can just live out the rest of his life up there. The only problem was the investigation took a turn and found out he was guilty of things that he denied. And so they've rearrested him.
Yeah.
Basically, get whatever happens.
Well, put it this way. See, when you look at the world, right, and this is how I'm going to finish it tonight, guys. When you look at the world in the UK, right, just in the UK alone, right, Queen Elizabeth would be absolutely turning in her grave, because
would,
she
yeah.
didn't know how she wanted the UK to be. And it's down to one man and one man only, right? Keir Starmer has ruined the UK without a shadow of a doubt.
I'm sorry, I'm going to say my bit. Now, I love the royal family, but I will go one step on that one and say actually it goes higher than Keir Starmer. King Charles should have been the one that stood in and went, what the hell do you think you're doing to this country? You're fired. And he has every power and every right to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Keir Starmer hasn't done any.
Although the direct fault is with Keir Starmer, but ultimately he works for the people, and who represents the people? Who governs the people? The king or the queen at the time. So it should be down to King Charles to stand there and say, that's it, you're fired. The people don't like you. You're not working for the people and the people's best interests. So get out. You're gone.
Nobody says the all got skeletons. Wasn't Savile friendly with Charles? Aye, Savile was friendly with Charles, but it was Keir Starmer that protected Savile.
The problem is it's someone could be friendly with somebody else, but you don't know what that person is like behind closed doors or when your back's turned. I mean, I obviously, as you know, I was involved with the likes of Cole Beattie and Yvette Fielding. Yvette never had a problem with, but Carl, when his back was turned against certain people that supported him, loved him for what he did, and then he slags them off behind their back.
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't see that side of him. And that'll be the same thing with Savile. It was done behind closed doors. It was done on the quiet. And then once it was made public,
Great.
those people that had something to do with him all of a sudden went, oh, Jesus, I didn't realise he was like that. Shit, that's my public image gone. So they've had to do damage limitation.
I think, do you know what? The world's just went completely mad.
We need a reset.
We do.
But
It
guys,
needs reforming.
it's honestly been a good night, and we've put the world to rights, and we've
Stop
had a
dinging.
good bitch. We've had a good bitch. But everybody have a good weekend. Remember, tune in, guys, at 11 a.m. UK time on Sunday, where you'll see me, Richard, and Wayne talk about veterans and suicide awareness, guys. We would love nothing more, and please come along and support us. And please, and
on TikTok at 10 p.m. There's a selfless bloke going on here.
Sorry, and TikTok 10 o'clock. Please go and support that big handsome man down below me. He reads stories at 10 p.m. Please go and check out. He's reading chapter 3.
No.
4, 5.
No, because you missed last Sunday. We got to chapter 14, end of chapter 14 last Sunday. So we're reading from chapter 15 of book 1 of the War of the Worlds, and then obviously carrying on into book 2. So that's 10 p.m. this Sunday.
There you go. The very man himself told you. To be honest, I fell asleep last Sunday when I feel terrible. I'm going to have to confess my sins. I'm sorry, Father. I really am.
Well, surprisingly enough, I've had messages from people that have gone, I'm so sorry I missed it. But what I've done is I've gone out and brought the book and I've read up to the end of chapter 14 so that I can keep up with you on Sunday.
Oh, God bless them.
It's brilliant.
God bless them. Oh. Guys, catch us up then. Oh, Monday. Dark Mirror show. Dark Mirror show on the Monday, 9:30.
Indeed.
Aliens.
Go
and catch them. But guys, you take care and have a good weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye, everyone.